Domo everyone, it's Icy Joe here showing you how to play like a pro with 2 thumbs. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment, let's go. Before we start, I'm going to do a quick self-introduction. So I'm a legendary top 0.01% player that started the game in Season 8, and I solo ranked to legendary in 3 weeks. I play in the Asian region, so specifically Japan, and I have played with and against pros and YouTubers. Anyway, I'm going to share 3 things with you to make you play like a pro in no time. So here's the 3 things that we'll go through in this video. 1. HUD and sensitivity settings. 2. The 5 essential movements that you need. 3. How to practice. Alright, let's hop into our HUD and sensitivity settings. It's boring, but it's essential. So go to custom layout, and as you can see, this is my HUD. And on the left side, you'll see a prone button. You need to enable this. You need this on your HUD. So to enable this, you press confirm here, go to basic, and on the right side, you can see a tab. It says hide prone button, hold crouch to prone. You want to uncheck this. Now we go back to our HUD layout, and boom, it should appear on your HUD. Now, you can see on my HUD screen, on the right side is very congested. That's because in this game, you want to keep moving around. So my left finger is always moving the character around. And the only time my left finger is not moving it, I'm pressing the prone button. And when I'm proning, I'm shooting or going to cover. And when I'm shooting, my right finger is not free. So I have to use my left thumb. Okay, let's go to the sensitivity section, and here is my sensitivity and what I'm used to and what I'm comfortable to. You want to find your own comfort because everybody uses a different phone, different tablet, so the size of your screen is different. So the sensitivity here might not work for you. I suggest hopping into the training mode and adjust accordingly there. Now that we're done with the settings, let's go through the 5 essential movements that you need to play like a pro. So these are the 5 movements that you need, and I will show you how to do each one of them. So here's the first one. Slide peeking. You want to run, slide, and shoot. The second is jump peeking. In this case, we're moving to the left, so you want to jump left and shoot. The third is prone to unprone. So prone, move to the left, and jump, then shoot. We're using the jump button so that we can move and stand up at the same time. The fourth is slide jumping. You want to run, slide, jump, then shoot. So the last one is a little bit more difficult. It's slide to unprone. So you want to run, slide, prone, and unprone, and shoot. This time you want to use the prone button to stand so you can shoot and execute the movement at the same time. The next thing to do is practice. Yes, you need to practice in order to get better. But I will show you an efficient way to practice. So depending on your confidence and level, we could either start at a lobby with bots or hop into a pub match. In this case, we're going to drop into a pub match. So what you want to do here is play on domination. The reason is this way the game doesn't end too quickly, and that there is infinite spawns until the match is over. And also, you don't spawn too far from your opponents because there's objectives covering most of the map. So we dropped into Nuketown. This is a great map to grind mechanics since you can find enemies everywhere. Anyway, this is a recorded match, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about what you should be doing. Alright, so what should you be doing? So there are 4 stages to this, and depending on which stage you are, you should start from there. So the first stage, if you are doing 0 to minimal movement, then you should practice in a bot lobby. Practice the 5 essential movements that I mentioned earlier separately. For example, so you should grind slide peeking like 20 times, then move on to jump peeking, and you grind that 20 times, and so on. And you don't need to care about your aim right now, so just focus on that movement and make this into a habit. The second stage is, if you have some of the movements down, but not all, You should practice the ones that you don't use in the 5 movements that I mentioned. Practice in either bot or pub matches, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Grind the movements that you know so it becomes muscle memory, and also practice the ones that you don't know. And you can start mixing and matching the movements. So, the third stage is, if you got all the movement down, but it doesn't come naturally yet, you should practice in a pub match. Mix and match the movements until it becomes a habit. Practice the movements that you are messing up on. So for example, if you're trying to slide, jump, then prone, and you aren't getting this as much as you want, or getting this at least 90% of the time, you should focus on just trying this movement before you're trying to focus on killing your opponents. And the next thing is, when you got all the movement down, you should try to hit marker or even kill your opponents while doing these movements. So the last and fourth stage is, if you got everything down and you can execute the movements flawlessly, you should start being aware of your situation. If your opponent is shooting at you, slide away and shoot at your opponent, so it makes it harder for them to hit you. You should also slide and prone into cover if you know you're gonna lose the gunfight. So for example, if you guys are shooting at each other and your first two shots miss and his shots hit you, yeah, if there's a cover near you, you should slide or prone into it and then reset the situation. Lastly, you should perfect your flicks and aims while doing these movements. So you should be able to win gunfights where opponents aren't moving as much as you, given that they aren't in an advantage state, so if they don't have a better angle on you. Now, sit back and enjoy how much I suck with the knife. Yeah. Anyway guys, this is basically it. Of course there are other movements besides these 5, but these 5 is really what you need to get you going. So the main thing to getting good is basically making these movements into a habit while you are playing. I really hope this video helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions or want me to do a tutorial on something else, let me know by leaving a comment below. Leaving a like and subscribing also helps me out. Thanks!